Hi, my name is Joe Mallard, and I welcome you to Team Fiddler, where you can learn to use your natural team building skills to create very powerful teams. The underlying principles are brotherhood and the sandbox, and they both come from an observation that children are natural team builder through play. And there's no reason we cannot do that between adults. So take a simple example. If you lived in the north where there's lots of snow, you probably remember your parents throwing you outside in bundles of coats and scarves and going in doing a snowball fight. So there's three elements in a snowball fight. One is you have to build a castle, which is delayed gratification. Then you got the fight, the planning of the fight, then the resistance. And invariably, there's a kid in there who figure out that if he puts a little rock or a little piece of ice in the snowball goes much further away and much more accurately. And what happens is that kid is typically rolled into the snow and sent back crying home. But the next time he's part of the gang, he just learned that there's some boundaries and constraints not to overstep. So you have already three elements of a good team in there, which is integration, which is delayed gratification, and planning. And there are 7 characteristics of a good team. We'll not go there today. So why am I doing this? I'm doing this because as a geek, I have 30 years of mathematical programming and software programming behind me. I struggle as a graduate student to actually integrate into teams, and my life would have been very different if I had learned what I've learned so far at that time. I do this because every financial crisis that comes in, we have very good people, talented people, able people, willing people who just cannot find a job because, let's face it, when you're 30 years old, your health insurance costs maybe $300. When you reach 60, the same insurance, the same annual visits to the doctor who tells you that you need to take cholesterol pill or antidepressant pill or whatever it is, costs you $1,000 to $1,200 a month. So no employer with that right mind would actually hire you. That's the bottom line. Or expenses are more expensive, are above or revenues. So the alternative is to create your own business. I'll come back to that maybe later. Anyways, I have this guy who came to my attention. He was living among friends and he has 40 years of risk and default analysis in the banking system. And he has some tools to actually change the way things are done in the banking systems. He has some friends. He has possibly access to some capital. It's coming. What he doesn't have right now is a car or a roof. So he's being couch-hopped between people. And I happened to have him for a few days because some of his friends were not available. What this very bright man has that makes him so inventive is a childish attitude to problems, which is very good from a scientific point of view, from a financial point of view, from a research point of view. But in terms of building his teams, he needs help. And so this guy is not the only one. There's many around here in the Bay Area. So this course actually has its origin in helping those people. And then if you're a team manager, you don't want to spend $50,000 on one new salesman that turns out to not have a single salesman bone in his body. Or you don't want to spend hours arguing with your contractors in online and office workers because they have personality differences and they don't know how to resolve them. So here's a framework that I'm offering you that makes all of those problems pretty much simple. There are 7 traits, I said, of a good team, and those 7 traits actually corresponds, according to Lisa Arye of Mr. Caballo, 5 mindsets of a decision maker. Because after all, we're always making decisions. And a team that's not performing well is a team where people are not making the right decision within the team. And so what I'm offering you is 5 categories of curated games that develop those 5 mindsets. So I look forward to seeing you. I'd like you to have to do something for me though before we go, and that's in the spirit of getting back to your inner child. I'd like you to write something kind on a piece of paper, something where you're not identified, like I love Susie. Well, if we know who Susie is, we know who you are. Take a picture from a kitchen window. Doesn't have to be yours, but find a kitchen window and take a picture from there. Take an abstract picture, a detail. Like kids will actually go and marvel at the front of a car, the lid of a car, or something of the sort. And then choose a song that you like. And then we'll use that to play a game of who said what. So that's that. Take care. Bye.